Alright, what's going on, guys? Easy back on the channel, and I got 3 tips on this unusually large whiteboard on how to maximize your gains on a rest day. So let's get right into it. So the first one we got on here, goal/mindset. So I'm just gonna sit down and talk about it. It's in reverse here because I got the flip phone. Flip camera. But anyways, goal/mindset. So what does that mean? So for me, the hardest part of rest days was sticking to the nutritional plan and not cheating on the nutrition. And so basically I'd be grabbing like Crumble I'd be taking 2 rest days. Right now I'm taking 3. One or two of those rest days I use as active recovery, and then one is just like a full-blown rest day. But for me, the hardest part was not grabbing cheat meals, stretching, and just actually using the rest day to help build towards my bodybuilding goals and my physique goals, right? So, and just getting into that mindset of just like, do I really need a cheat meal today? Is this really going to help me further progress the physique? And it took me quite a few rest days and cheat days, and only this year really have I really started getting into that mindset and consistency of that. It's very, no one can tell you to do it. Obviously, you're going to have people in your corner, like your coach or friends or family or people that want to help you say, oh, is that on your nutrition plan? But at the end of the day, there's a million ways to sneak in food, so we're not going to talk about that. But, you have to decide for yourself, and it can take a while, like I said, I don't know, it's gotta click and it's gotta switch. And the best way to start is by being disciplined to begin with on your training days and sticking 100% to the nutrition plan on training days. And I think that will help transfer over into the rest days. But the truth is, like I said, there's no secret. It's just consistency and discipline. And discipline's a skill, and you gotta stick to the routine. Routine obviously helps, but there's only so many things that you can do until something within yourself says, hey, I want to actually work towards that goal. So that's the biggest out of anything on this board. Obviously the stretching and the literally rest are important, but they're nothing if you can't get the first concept down. Okay, so number 2 is literally rest. So when I mean it's a rest day, you take that rest day. That doesn't mean sit on your ass all day and do nothing, but some light walking, mild cardio. Well, now I'm contradicting myself. Basically, sit on your ass, but do it effectively. Okay, I'm not getting anywhere with this, but you get my point is, everybody's always doing too much on your rest days, and outside of stretching, I'd really just say sleep, take naps, literally rest. Like for me, I'll get home after a long day on a rest day, whether it's work, event I go to, whatever, right? And I'll just sleep, assuming it's not, 9, 10 p.m. and I gotta go to bed pretty soon, right? But I'll take midday naps. I'll take 1 or 2 naps sometimes, which two is kind of pushing it a little bit, but I'll certainly take 1 nap, and 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. Sometimes I've just come home straight from work and I just, boom, I'm out. I'll sleep on the couch, hour and a half, boom. Hour and a half later, I'll wake up, but I feel so good. Like I said, this is what works for me, and I'll still go to bed. It's at my normal bedtime, and the next day I feel more refreshed than ever. Even if I only got 7.5 hours of sleep, but I take an hour and a half nap, I just feel amazing the next day, especially if it's training day. That's when you want to feel your best. So literally rest on rest days. Take naps, elevate your feet, stretch a little bit, but I mean, sleep, really. Taking a nap is huge. Like I said, this is what works for me, and it may or may not work for you. As long as it doesn't mess up your sleep schedule, I feel like it only helps. Last but not least, stretch. Okay, so this is the one thing I would highly encourage you guys to do on your rest days. Usually post-workout, I do some mild, light stretching depending on what I hit, what body part, how I'm feeling, how much time. We're not going to talk about that. But stretching on the rest days, I feel like is huge. And I feel like if there's not if you're not doing cardio, the one thing that can help you stick to your nutrition plan and you can kind of use to be like, well, if I don't eat well today, stretching's going to suck, is stretching. Treat the stretching like your gym session. It is stretching. I don't hate it because I know it's so important, but in the past it would just suck because I'm like, this is so boring. But now, like these days, I almost use stretching as like meditation and just really allowing myself to get into it and know that it's only going to benefit me. Stretching and recovery in general, right? So the stretching's huge. Right now I split it up into two. I have 2 deep stretching days, and I usually like to allow a minimum 24 to 48 hours before the lift when I'm doing these deep stretching sessions. So let's say I'm hitting upper body on Wednesday. Well, I want to take that rest day on a Monday, ideally, or if I am training, for example, on Monday, but I'm hitting legs, I'm going to do a full upper body stretching session on that Monday, deep stretching, going through ranges of motion and foam rolling, or I use a golf ball, which is pretty hardcore and probably sometimes does a little too much, but you know, a softball or something a little bit softer is going to really help. Let's say I'm hitting legs on Thursday, I'll do obviously the stretching on the deep leg stretching on a Tuesday. So stretching's huge. It especially this year, now that I've been able to utilize the rest days for stretching and stick to the nutrition plan, like it's very synergistic and there's nothing quite like it. So anyways, those are just kind of like my 3 tips and what I've been doing on rest days. Now, let me know what you guys think. Is there anything I can improve upon? What do you guys do? And yeah, just let me know your thoughts. So, but I feel like the mindset one is probably going to be the biggest one right here. Because like I said, if you don't have that to begin with, especially discipline on the nutrition, the other ones don't really matter as much. So, they still matter though. But anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video.